What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cecily and in today's video I'm giving you 10 simple steps that will help you shop less. We have been on this shopping less, being more conscious type of journey, so I thought let me just give you 10 simple things that worked for me that maybe will work for you as well. So step number 1 is unsubscribe from all of those retail emails. And if you guys are new to my channel, maybe you don't know yet, but I have been on a spending or shopping ban, especially in the fashion category, for about 4 months now. So these are the steps that really helped me. And the first thing that I did was unsubscribe from all the emails that I had, the newsletters from Zara, from COS, and other stories, Farfetch, because you constantly get triggered with like sales and coupons and 10% off here, 15% off there, or new in arrivals, or like shop our new collection, all of those stuff. If you just turn it off, unsubscribe, you don't see it, so you don't get triggered, and then it doesn't exist in your bubble or in your world. So I would say this is the easiest thing to do. You can do it right about now watching this video, and I promise you this will make a big difference. At least in my experience, this was a huge turnaround moment. Now, the second thing that I did was to mute the influencers that I followed that were too much on the, the buy this, buy now type of content, that created that type of content. Even though now that I'm like a little bit more out of the rehab, I can unmute that again. But in the first couple of months, I couldn't, this was too much for me. So I really had to mute them and then focus more on influencers that create content on sustainable wardrobe or capsule wardrobes or more education kind of videos, or even like at some point I wasn't really consuming fashion content period. I switched more towards like podcasts, like comedy podcasts like Flagrant or Brilliant Idiots. Leave a comment below if you follow or listen to those or watch those podcasts as well. I really had to detach myself from fashion for a little bit. This transition was quite quick, so in a month I was already quite detoxed, you can say, but for some it might take a little bit longer. Now, the third thing that I stopped doing is window shopping. And if you are someone who shops online, this is the same thing. Previously, I used to just go on the different websites that I frequented a lot, so the and other stories, and just to look at their new in tab and look at new stuff that came in. Not to buy anything necessarily, but then eventually you end up buying anyways because you are still consuming. You're still looking at stuff, even though if you have in your mind that you don't want to buy. Unconsciously, I felt like if the piece stayed with me for a long time, I still was almost at the point to buy it. So that's why I decided to just stop doing this. And I never was a big fan of window shopping because I don't know, I feel like it's a waste of time. It's more of a thing you do out of boredom because you have nothing else to do, or maybe you do have something else to do, but it's like a habit. So if you can teach yourself to not do this, it will come naturally to you to just not window shop anymore. So it is a little bit more challenging, I would say, if you have the habit of going online or going to the mall just looking for stuff. But it is a new habit that you can teach yourself to not do that. Now, another thing, that if you are someone that's a little bit competitive, I am not the most competitive person out there, but still this step really helped me. I felt like I was in a competition with myself to challenge myself to see how long I can drag along this spending ban. So the first month I was like, this is great, this is quite easy, okay, let me do 2 months. And then after 2 months I was like, no, I think 3 months will be good, and then I'll get some stuff for fall because that's a new season. And then after 3 months I was like, this is pretty much just gives me such a peace of mind and I was in the process of switching over my closet and all of that, so I didn't feel like I had to shop. So that's why I was like, okay, let's do 4 months. Maybe I can even do like 6 months, so that's a half a year. So that's like the mentality that I like taught myself, that I felt like I was in the competition with myself to kind of see how far I can take this. And yeah, I don't necessarily say that I will adopt this spending ban forever, but just for this moment in time, I was like, let me just challenge myself to see how long I can not buy anything fashion related. All right, the 5th tip is to make a wish list, and I'm sure that you have heard about this many times. I'm not the first one telling you about this, but this really works, you guys. If you can't leave that window shopping in the past, you have to do some window shopping. That's fine, as long as you don't buy stuff. But what you can do, if you are doing your window shopping, you see something cute, or even if you're scrolling through social media and you see something cute, take a picture of it, take a screenshot or whatever, and then put it on a wish list. Wish list can be digital. You can, if you're someone that's a little bit more visual, you can print it out and have it actually physically, but put it on your wish list. And then I would say to try to think about it for at least a month. Some people say a day. I don't think that's long enough. I would say a month. If you feel the same way in a month's time, and you feel like this will actually fill a gap in my wardrobe, this will bring me joy, I can wear it 10 different ways, you know, things like that. The point is to really think about it instead of like buying stuff on an impulse. Really think it through before you spend your money on something. And I will promise you, 9 out of the 10 times you either forget about it, if you didn't even put it on a wish list. Like, I'm at this point that I don't even work with wish lists anymore. I do have a little small wish list for more luxury items, that big ticket items that I would like to get, but not for like small ticketed items that I just see on someone and that I would like to get, because I feel like in that way it's still living somewhere. If I just look at it, I feel like it's cute, but I don't do anything with that information. In a month's time, I will forget about it. I don't even remember that I liked that trench coat on so and so or whatever. Like, so sometimes it's like, if you can sleep on it, just be strong and go over that bump, that trigger, you'll be fine. And I don't even feel anymore like it's a loss or that I should have bought that or anything like that. Now, going to my 6th tip, this is what I was telling you about my luxury wish list. Something that really helps me to not spend on tiny little things is to have like one big ticket item that I would say to myself, okay, this is a handbag, for example, that I'm really missing in my collection, that I will really get a lot of wear out of it, but it is, you know, the price is a little bit more up there. But if I can not shop for a sweater here, a coat there, you know, things like that, I can save up that money and then put it towards an item that I actually want and that I will cherish for years, like forever in my wardrobe. So that's another. If you also like luxury stuff and you will like to say you want your first, I don't know, a Chanel bag or a Louis Vuitton bag, whatever it is, or a nice watch or some nice earrings if you are a jewelry person, or whatever. If it is somewhat of a big ticket item, I would say this is also, at least in my case, it's something that motivates me to save for a specific item or occasion. It can also be an occasion, like an experience. Maybe you want to go on this fabulous vacation. It doesn't have to be something, a material, but like I said, it can also be an experience or a concert that you want to go to, whatever. But if you have like this particular goal in the future that you are saving towards, I feel like for me at least, saving goes a little bit more easier because I know that I have a specific goal that I'm saving towards. All right, tip number 7. This is one that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but it has really worked for me, is to have one wardrobe for work and play. So what I mean by that is that my style is pretty much, and this is only if your workwear allows it, of course, because I know that some work places have uniforms or are a little bit more dressed up or things like that, but where I work is very casual, so that's like 100% in line with my casual and my personal life. So I don't have 2 wardrobes, but pretty much everything that I wear to work I can wear during the weekends as well. So in the past I used to work at a place that not necessarily was more dressed up, but I wanted to be a little bit more dressed up. So I had a separate section for like my more workwear, kind of more boring kind of clothing, and then my more casual stuff for my weekends. But now I just don't care. My style is what it is, and it's very casual. So of course you tweak things here and there. Maybe for work I'll throw in like a blazer, some heels, and then for the weekends I'll just do sneakers. But honestly, at this point, my 2 lives are so intertwined that I don't really have 2 wardrobes. This will definitely save you a lot of shopping. You will get much more wear out of your clothes if you can mix and match your stuff like that. Tip number 8 is to have classic, timeless, seasonless pieces. So I'm talking about the black blazer, the white t-shirt, your blue jeans, you know, those staples that honestly you will wear all year round. And when I did my wardrobe swap for fall and winter, I really realized that this is how my wardrobe works, because like maybe half is a little bit exaggerated, but I would say 30% of my wardrobe is those staple pieces that I wear all year round, that I don't even have to put in storage, because those are the seasonless pieces that go with me for the whole year. So if you have that core, your foundation, then again you have to shop less, because you always know that the things that you get are only to add to your wardrobe if you live in a place that has seasons. So they have a specific function, and you're not just buying stuff to buy it, but they are very functional pieces that of course also look cute, but you are not like swapping your wardrobe every single season. No, because you already have your foundation that goes with you throughout the year. And tip number 9 is another easy one. Again, if you live in a place that has seasons, really do a closet swap or a closet switch over. So I do mine for fall and winter, and then around, I would say, April for spring and summer. This will make you feel like you are having tons of new stuff because you haven't seen them for like a 6-month period. It feels like you're shopping your own closet. It also helps you to figure out your style a little bit more, because if you haven't worn something for 6 months, if you put it back on, you're still feeling yourself and you feel the same way, you know that that's a piece that's staying in my wardrobe. But for some pieces, I can imagine that you're like, this is not really my style anymore, and that's okay. But at least you gave it some time, you know, to really think it through. And this will, again, help you shop less, because you feel like you have new stuff coming in, whereas it's not new stuff, it's just stuff that you haven't seen for 6 months. I would say even if you live in somewhere that doesn't really have seasons, you can play with this and see if you can do this as well. You know, have twice a year that you can swap your closet. Instead of buying new stuff, see if you can compartmentalize your wardrobe in a way that you can swap it. And tip number 9 is that I have been buying more oversized clothing for some reason, but I really love that style. It's also very trendy and all of that, but I am in this oversized, you know, can you tell, in this oversized phase at this moment. And what that helps me with is that my weight pretty much fluctuates all throughout the year, but because my stuff is oversized and it's intentionally that way, I don't have the problem of, you know, things not fitting me anymore, so I have to buy new stuff, because no, my clothes are on purpose like 2 sizes bigger than my actual size. Not everything, of course, but you know, a lot of my stuff is intentionally that way, and this has really helped me to, yeah, to not buy stuff. And honestly, of course, I also take care of my body, make sure that my weight stays, you know, put, but it's very normal that throughout the year your weight will fluctuate, so I don't worry about that because the clothes that I have will fit me anyway. And that's it for this video, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you have other tips that helped you shop less, let me know below in the comments, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!